Hello there, welcome to today's video. Today's video talk about Knockavoe Hill and its battle up there between the O'Neills and the O'Donnells. The O'Neills and O'Donnells are battling for dominance for centuries in the Ulster region, and the Battle of Knockavoe was the bloodiest battle fought between the O'Donnells and the O'Neills. The O'Donnells snuck up on the O'Neills, who were camped out on the Knockavoe Hill, and they slayed 900 men, so they were only plain clothes and they didn't wear any chainmail so they could sneak up on the O'Neills, and 900 people were murdered on the Hill of Knockavoe, and then they were buried with Christian rites, and they're buried in Church Street in mass graves, and the bodies were found whenever there's clay or there's pipework happening in the town, so that's how we knew that it happened up there. And also, there was an exhibition in the Alley Theatre 2022 as shown right here, and there's a VR segment, and then there was an indication of what they would have worn back in that era when the British came over, and they're putting the O'Donnells and the O'Neills against each other to divide and conquer. And it showed you King O'Neill and his wife as well, what they would have worn, and then the claymores and all the weapons we've used, and yeah, it's very interesting. I have a video up that beside this one, or just after this one, that you can watch, and this fella called Thomas from Sligo Warriors explains about the equipment and then the importance of the remembering history. And yeah, that's about it really, and this was the Battle of Knockavoe happened the 15th of June, 1522. I forgot to mention that. And yeah, so I'm going to include some clips of me hiking up the hill. And yeah, that's about it. And hopefully you enjoyed today's video about the Battle of Knockavoe exhibition and then Knockavoe Hill itself.
My name is Thomas Brogan. I run Ars Historical Services. My role here is to create and build the physical mannequin displays for the 500th anniversary of the Battle of Knockavoe. What we have is a number of displays showing key characters, clothing and equipment from the period. The first display is Con Baca O'Neill, sitting on his chair, and he has his wife beside him. We know he's Con Baca because historically the Irish chiefs would have all carried a thing called a slat ban, or slat is the Irish word for rod and ban is white, and this would have been an ash rod stripped of its bark, and there were normally a straight short rod like a sceptre. You'll also see that he's carrying the great sword, which is a clave moor, which we can take out to show. You can see that this would be a two-handed sword, used for close-in combat. And when they're swung, you use the full length of the handle to get the power of the swing. You can see it's quite big. It's probably as tall as I am myself, and these would normally be carried by somebody of a taller stature than I am myself. He's sitting on a throne. He's got his sheepskins for his comfort. He's wearing his brat, which is the Irish cloak. He's wearing a chainmail neck guard, and he's wearing a padded linen jacket, which is red because he's of slightly higher status than the other people, so he's going to be able to afford to get his clothing dyed and things like that. On the ground beside him is a thing called a rontella, and this is a metal circular shield that's of Spanish origin, this particular one. You'll see that in the inside of it's lined with padding, straps, and then a carry sling. These appear in contemporary images of the period. She again is wearing a brat, which is a heavy wool sheet, and it's edged with wool. So the next main character in the exhibition is the Galaglass. The Galaglass are professional heavy infantry, and these troops go back to the warrior culture. So they're like two main Galaglass could do a one-on-one battle, or they would fight in groups called Sparths. This is the famous Galaglass axe. It is called a Sparth. For his secondary weapon, he's got what they call a halflang, which is a sword of Scottish origin. Again, you'll see that the scabbard is leather, but this time there's only a fringe on the bottom of it. Again, they do appear in imagery. He carries his sidearm, which is a dagger, and he has a belt purse, which is what he would carry his money in, or his anything they would have that's of value. Also, he has his beads, his rosary beads, tucked into his accaton, which is the padded jacket. In his left hand, he's holding his helmet, which is called a bassinet, and they appear on a lot of the monastic or a lot of the tombstones. That's where you get a lot of the imagery of these Galaglass. Now, Galaglass also would wear chainmail shirts, but the Battle of Knockavoe is at night, and they're trying to covertly get into O'Neill's camp. So they're not going to be wearing chainmail, because if you imagine 400 or 500 or 600 men moving through rough ground with chainmail, and they're close together, they're going to make noise. So it's more than likely that they would have ditched their chainmail and they would have stuck with the accatons with the soft armour. Again, he's wearing a brat. More than likely, when they'd be moving into battle, into hand-to-hand fighting, they would have dumped the brat, because it'd just get in their way. You'll notice also that he's actually bald rather than got hair, and this would be, even modern armies, short hair is just easier to keep, and he would have worn maybe a wool hat or something underneath his helmet for padding. But there's no hard, fast rules on hairstyles or beards, we think, at the time. So what we have here is a mannequin of a cairn. So cairn is Ketcha Cairna. They're basically household troops. This is the normal military class of soldier. Generally fight. They're lightly armed skirmishers. And what is on this cairn, or represented on this cairn, is a kind of the generic look that you would see in a lot of the images. In his right hand, you'll see that he's carrying a short Irish fighting knife called a skin, and this is another one. This is what they look like, and these are for fast, quick fighting. And a lot of these are made from broken swords. They're basically recycled, but like the English bollock knife, they're like a utility knife that most people would carry for day-to-day activity. We were cutting branches or whatever, and or cutting throats. It's basically a utility knife. In his left hand, or his left arm, he's holding a thing called a ski, which is a shield. It's a targe. This is a wooden shield covered with the leather, and the word ski is the root word of the word scihan, which is the Irish for arm. So it's like a wing protection or flank protection. In his hand, then he's holding 5 darts or jalagi, and these are light darts that would be thrown from a distance as you're running in to attack your enemy. You throw your darts, you'd run in with your skin and your targe, and then you could attack in close. His clothing, although to the modern eye looks a little bit odd, is very, very functional. This is a thing called an unner. Unner is the Irish word for doublet. These are a short, loose doublet with open sleeves. Underneath the unner, he's wearing a léine, and a léine is the Irish word for shirt. They're often referred to as Laney Crook or crocus shirts because of their colour, but a lot of the time they were dyed with saffron, and there is a big trade in saffron in Ireland in the period. The shirt is extremely large. It would extend down to the ankles, like a large night shirt. But if you're running and if you're in battle or you're walking around, what they would do is they would tie the shirt up with a belt called a kriss, which is a woven belt. Unlike the Galaglass, this particular gentleman has long hair. You'll notice that the hair comes down over the face. This is called a glib. Some of them would have had a hairstyle where they would only have had a fringe in the front, like the image in the corner. And like my age group, when we were younger with long hair, your granny would be saying to you, take that glib out of your face. Well, that's what the glib is, and they were kind of frowned on. Glibs in Irish society after this period, because they were made illegal by the English to have a glib. The Macs and the O's had to be taken out of the names. Men had to shave their moustaches and beards, and had to cut their hair short. And that was the way that, because the English complained that these cairn would come in and they would steal your cattle, but you couldn't identify them because they had a moustache and a beard and they had a long glib covering their face. And then when you go to find who these bandits were, you couldn't identify them because of the glib, so they've made them cut their hair. The antagonists of the story. This is an impression of an English palesman, and the English did send troops up into Ulster in the 1510s, 1520s, and that was to try and do the Tudor reconquest of Ireland. This gentleman is wearing a wool coat, he's wearing tight trousers, and he's wearing an English ordnance over tunic. And these were basically like a dress, like a woolen overdress. And to mark out that he's of the English army, he's got his red George cross on. He's carrying a bill, which is their main weapon. And he's wearing, for some protection, he's wearing a skull helmet. And this is covered by a wool hat to make himself fashionable looking for the period. On his front, again, he's carrying his money around, or whatever possessions or money or wealth he has around in his purse, and in the back of that is a thing called a bollock knife. And again, this is like a short utility knife that's traditional in England and Wales. So it's important. The physical display, or the mannequins, are there simply to give people a tangible, visual idea of what these people look like, our ancestors, and you can imagine. And then in conjunction with the paintings, you see massed troops, bodies of troops, all these quite large men, axes and swords. It must have been formidable to face these guys and to be surprise attacked at night with these gentlemen coming into your camp while you're sleeping. You wouldn't have had much of a chance to defend yourself. So that's all I have for you on it. If you want to find out a little bit more, you can contact us by email on orishs@yahoo.ie, and you can go to the Facebook, and we have a Facebook page for the later period of Irish warfare, which is Tertiary Irlandais, O'Neill and O'Donnell regiments. We have that Facebook page. That's a public page where you're welcome to come on, and that looks at the Irish military diaspora in Spanish service from 1586 up to 1648, and that talks about all of that, the Spanish Armada and all of those things. Thank you.
So I'm at the foot of the summit now. That's just the view behind me there. That's where all the direction there. So I'm going to head up now and show you some. There's all the old style walls here in Ireland for fields, stone walls. There's a bare example here. See that? So that's about it. I don't think this road is so busy, but there's so many cars on it. I'm just sitting here in the stone wall here. I think I've carried too much stuff with me, see this? I was actually up in there for video yet, but it's neck was sore. So what we'll do now is go up this here direction here, up through the field, way up there. So that's about it. So on the show you. So that's just a view behind me back here. There's a summit up there. That was there. So just chilling out here, a wee rock here, or Bible weaving. And view behind me's absolutely perfect. So that's the bear now. Sorry about overestimate my level of fitness over that, because I thought we would do this even more, but see, the whole thing's just at the road in the wall, so I need to get back out of the game, exercise more. I thought we would do it, but the case is, I used to be doing like runs around the town and all, but runs in the city as well, but the thing is, I haven't done it in a long time, so my fitness level has drastically dropped. Because normally I just do walkaways there, so they can spread that and then play where I'm from. And that's really the energy strenuous, like, so this is the first time I've ever actually went to do something like this here. So ultimately I don't want to answer report. It's very windy, but it's sort of wet, but it's sort of muzzly. It's not that bad in terms of wetness, like. But as you see, the path's quite sticky, and then the boots are all disgusting with them. So ultimately we'll take a wee drink now. Help the mountain then, or help the top of the hill then. So got that there on 4 outside. 15 or 14 point it is. Or not there, no one else to report. Just I think the next stop now is top of the hill. I'll do it and see how you get to it. This here is not an easy climb, so it's not. You see how far it is off the ground. It's around it, around the house. My advice is go up here is take your time and bring a bottle of water, a good litre or so, or 2 litres. Or some substantial deep as well, that's what I forgot to bring. But I think what the goal is just take your time up it. That's and the phone, it doesn't look that far away. That's actually a fair bit up, so it is. So it doesn't do it justice on the camera. So what we do now is take a break, and then I'll be hopefully be top of the hill by then. Very windy up here, so excuse the noise. So 15:22. There's a battle between the O'Donnells and the O'Neills. The O'Donnells hail mainly from Derry, or Derry in Irish, and the O'Neills came from County Tyrone, or Tyrone in Irish also. And Manus O'Donnell and Hugh Dub. They figured that O'Neill's forces were situated here in Knockavoe, and they ambushed them, and they killed over 900 people. But due to the fact that it was dark, they were killing their own men as well. But after they killed 900 people, O'Neill's fled. They had a lot of booty they seized. So that means booty means whenever you obtain wealth or riches by either pillaging or stealing. That's exactly what the O'Donnells did. So that's true behind Knockavoe Hill, and that there's a wee sunlight up here. I'll show you. Of the O'Donnells and Leeds, and then obviously Strabane just down beneath it there. So that's all for today. We enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.
He's a bad boy there.
Look at me. There's one call up here. Here I come on now. Do you heard the video, man? There it.
Get me a look. Okay. There's a barbed wire here. Come on. Easy.
Hello. How you doing?
They're lovely.
Her mentality.
Oh, one's peeing.
Oh, shutting too. It's all happening.
Hot rods there, well, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, boys, we'll see you now down the mountain. What is classified as much?
I don't know, I think it's a hell more than anything. They're calling us now.
Hey, boys, he's going to walk. Let's go.
TV church over there. You're aware of the ferry still here?
Come on, yeah. Look, Jared. Okay. Oh. Oh. Sit. 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 Come on, sit. Sit. Oh.
3,
Sit.
2, 1.
Okay, look at Jared.
Look at me.
Jared.
Nice.